Chapter 41. Production and productivity. Production. Production involves converting resources into goods and services. These goods and services are provided to satisfy the needs and wants of people. Some examples of production would be a baker using flour, yeast, salt, and a larger. These are examples of production. So simply, production is the transformation of resources into final product. So production is the creation of goods and services to satisfy human wants or needs. That's what production is. I think you get it.
Sure.
So when making products, businesses may use different production methods. One of these is called job production. We have different types of production method.
Sure.
The first one is job production.
Job production.
So when we talk about job production, it simply means you are producing a product. As you wouldn't produce another product until that product is done. So it means you are producing a product based on request or demand, and as soon as that is done, you start thinking about the next one. That is job production. Do you get it or not?
Job production is basically making.
It means you are producing one product from start to finish.
Without machinery.
No, whatever you use in producing it, but it simply means that you are producing a product from the start to the finish. It's just one product.
Yeah.
That is job production. You want to produce cake now. You produce the cake with the
Yeah.
specification. That is all you want to produce. Do you understand job production or not?
So basically, producing a product with different requests.
You produce one before you move to the next one. That is job production.
You produce you produce a product and go to the next.
You
one.
produce a product before thinking about the next production.
Okay.
A product has to be made, produced, before you think about the next one. That is job production.
Okay. Yeah,
Is it clear?
I get it.
Then we have batch production. For batch production, it means job production is suitable when demand is relatively slow. However, when demand grows and orders for multiple units are placed, a business might switch to batch production. This is where a business makes a number of products to the same design or specification and then changes production to another product with different specification. So for batch production, it means you are producing different products. You are producing a product and with different specification. We are producing them based on cell. This batch will be produced in the next batch. You go to the next batch. You are producing them in batch. Do you get the point I'm making here?
You produce and I'll take it. I will batch.
You are producing them in units. Let's put it in units. So you complete the black. Okay, you're producing black pens. You want to produce black pens, red pens, green pens. So you have to produce the black pens first. Then as soon as the production of black pens are done, then you move to the next one, which is the production of red pens. The next one, which is the production of green pens. That is batch production. It's not the same as job. Job production is you producing a pen.
Just one pen.
Yeah, just one pen.
Then you're gonna go to the next one. Whereas the batch production, you produce with.
You produce them in units.
In huge quantities.
In units, before you move to the next one.
You produce a really huge, limited, huge quantity, and you go to the next batch.
Yes. Is it clear?
Okay.
That's in units. And the last one is flow production. For flow production, it means you are operating on a large scale.
In a large scale.
Yes, you are producing continuously. You are producing non-stop.
What's the difference between a batch?
Batch, you are producing different products after the completion of a batch. For flow production, you are producing products continuously.
Without any breaks.
Non-stop, yeah.
That
is flow production. Do you get it or not?
Okay. So
they use this mostly in the mass market.
Mass market. So what is it? I want to tell you the thing. When do we use these three?
Yeah, for job production.
Yeah.
It could be good for cake. For batch production, like I said earlier, goods that are like I just said, the black pens, the blue pens, and the rest.
That isn't. That has to be checked before go to the next one.
You can't do it without checking. You check.
Yeah.
But for flow production, you produce in large quantities
Yeah.
continuously. That is what.
Yeah, continuously without even checking or anything.
No, you check. Quality is checked.
Yeah.
It's not about quality. Let's forget about quality here.
Okay, sure.
What we're talking about is production itself.
Okay, sure.
So we consider quality to be part of it.
Okay, yeah.
But flow production simply talks about producing on a larger scale,
Sure.
non-stop.
Mm.
Batch means you are producing different units at each time.
At each time.
Do you get it?
Yeah.
And for job production, it simply means you are producing a product based on the request, and you have to finish the product from start to finish. You start the product, you end the product before you move to the next production.
Sure.
That is job. Clear? Is it clear, please?
Yes.
Labor intensive and capital intensive. Are you there?
Labor intensive and capital intensive.
Are you there?
Okay.
Businesses have to manage resources effectively. They have to choose a suitable combination of materials, tools, equipment, machinery, and labor for production. So businesses use labor-intensive production. This means that they use relatively more labor than capital. Labor-intensive production is common in such as China. So, in contrast, some businesses use capital-intensive production method. This means that production relies more on the use of plant and machinery. So, what's the difference between capital-intensive and labor-intensive? Labor-intensive means we use more of workers than equipment or machinery. That is labor-intensive. And for capital-intensive, we use more machines than workers. I think it's clear.
Okay, clear.
We move on.
That's basically the difference.
Yes.
Labor intensive is more focused on the workers than the machinery or anything else instead.
Yes.
Whereas the capital intensive focus on machinery.
Yeah, you got it.
Yeah.
The impact of using different types of production. Job production. The quality of output from job production is usually very high. This is because skilled craft workers often carry out work. Workers are likely to be motivated because the work is varied. So, for job production, it simply talks about producing quality products. You know why?
Well,
because it is about what
like
it is handmade.
Yeah, it is like, for example, requested products.
And it is handmade.
Yeah.
It's your craft. It's what you do.
Yeah.
So you would have gotten that request based on the trust customers have for you. So there's motivation to do better. There's motivation to satisfy the needs of customers at that point in time.
Sure.
So that is about job production. Do you get it?
Sure.
Although production might be easier to organize when using job production will be slower and lead time longer.
Yeah.
So the problem about job production is that it might take time.
Because it's requested, it's not.
It's a request and you need to meet up with the deadline.
Yeah.
And meeting up with the deadline might not be easy.
Might not affect the quality.
It might affect the quality.
Yeah.
You might think about, using your craft, producing a product based on customer specification.
Sure.
It means you have to design the product according to what the customers want.
Yeah.
So this might take time before you can catch
Sure.
up with the design. That's about job production. Batch production. Unit costs are likely to be lower when batch production is adopted. This is because output is higher, workers can be more specialized, and more use is made of machinery. Production is also flexible because orders with different measurements, styles, or specifications can still be met. However, planning and coordination may be more difficult.
Why?
Because you have to finish up with a production, switch off the machinery to put on, you have to put, you want to produce a black pen.
Yeah.
As soon as you are done with the black pen, you have to change maybe ink, maybe you have to change something. There's always a time in between the use of the machine and the stoppage of the machine to the start of the machine. There's always a time frame between them.
So yeah, it's more manual compared to flow production.
It is not manual, but there's always a stop in between.
Okay.
And that stop in between could be costly.
Really?
Costly, yeah. That's time taking.
I mean, okay.
the turnaround time will be longer.
It really takes. I mean, how much time? Like hours, days.
I wouldn't know, but I believe a large machine needed to produce that is used to produce the same black pen and the blue pen and the red pen, and you need to switch up. You need to switch to another to producing red after producing black. It's not that's going to be easy.
Mm.
There are some things you put in place.
Yeah.
This takes time. That's the point I'm making. Do you get it?
Sure.
Flow production, are you there?
Yes.
Flow production can produce. Flow production can reduce unit cost significantly. Output can be produced very quickly, and the speed of production can usually be varied to deal with changes in demand. Also, some modern technology is so sophisticated, it is possible to produce quite flexibly. So, for flow production, it is expected of your cost of production to reduce significantly. Why? Because you are producing in large quantities.
Yeah.
So that is the point they are making here.
Mm.
So flow production brings about reduction in cost.
Mm.
Is it clear?
Okay.
Move on.
I mean, it reduces cost obviously because you're producing it constantly. There's no time. There's no breaks.
You are producing large quantities.
There's no in between breaks or something.
So you are producing large quantities, and that should
Yeah.
expect your cost to reduce. Productivity, are you there?
Yeah.
Businesses will want to use their resources as efficiently as possible. Output can be increased if productivity is raised. Productivity is the amount of output that can be produced with a given quantity of resources. It is common to measure the productivity of specific resources. For example, business may measure labor productivity as total output divided by number of workers.
Labor productivity.
Yeah, it is output divided by numbers of workers.
Oh.
So what they are saying simply here is that for outputs,
Yeah.
for outputs to increase,
Yeah.
productivity has to raise. You have to increase productivity.
Mm.
Because productivity is the amount of output that can be produced, given all the resources available.
Sure.
So, if your output has to increase, it means your productivity has to increase.
Yeah.
That is the point they are making there.
Increasing workers means increasing.
Increasing your productivity
Yeah.
will increase your output.
Mm.
Do you get that?
Okay. Sure.
So sometimes businesses wants to measure their productivity. They can measure it through labor or capital.
Okay.
Are you with me?
Yeah, I'm with you.
When we want to measure labor productivity, it is total output divided by numbers of workers.
Mm.
What
Sure.
is being produced divided by the numbers of people that produce it.
Sure.
Is it clear?
Yeah, clear.
Then we have capital productivity, which is total output divided by capital employed. The capital, the amount of money employed.
The amount of money employed.
Yes.
Oh.
Do you get it?
Because machinery.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
So it's total output divided by the capital employed. What's your capital employed? The amount of money you put into the business
Ah. Okay.
to increase its stake.
Sure.
Clear?
Sure.
Business will try to increase productivity because they will lower costs and make more profit. Firms may increase productivity in a number of ways. So, increasing productivity
Yeah.
will bring about more profit.
Sure.
Because if productivity is increasing, efficiency will increase. And as soon as efficiency is increased, productivity is certain, profitability is profit is certain.
Yeah.
So, how can firms improve labor productivity?
Mm. Okay.
Ways in which labor productivity can be improved. Number one, the government invests more in education by providing more equipment for schools and improving the quality of teaching. So, the first way to improve productivity is through education.
Mm.
So when there is education, people become more informed.
Mm.
Do you get the point?
Yeah.
So the ability to know more about things might help in productivity.
More
Because
education, more.
Education will bring about more knowledge, more skills, and this will improve your work rate.
Ah.
So productivity is expected to increase.
Okay, sure.
Do you get the point?
Mm.
People are better motivated at work. This might be achieved by using financial incentives such as piece rate, performance-related pay (PRP), and profit sharing. However, some workers may respond better to non-financial incentives such as job rotation and team working.
That's from unit 2.
Yeah. So for people are better motivated at work
Yeah.
because there are incentives at work
Mm.
that could motivate them.
Sure.
Like they made the example of increasing their pay based on how they perform. So that could also encourage them to, that could also encourage them to work hard
Yeah.
and to increase productivity.
Mm.
So productivity can increase if workers are better motivated.
Yeah.
You get the point?
Sure.
The third one, if labor is organized and managed more effectively. So when you are managing labor, they said labor is more flexible. One approach is to train workers to do different tasks so that they can switch at a short notice. Some firms use flexi time, where workers can choose their hours of work. This might help.
Flexi time.
Flexi time, yeah.
What is
Flexible time. That means the time that you choose. You can choose the time to work.
I can choose even late night.
In as much as it's fine with you.
Okay, sure.
Do you get it?
Yeah.
So this might help a business to extend its opening hours. So most of the time, with organization and management, productivity can also increase.
Sure.
Is it clear?
Clear.
So go to increasing capital productivity.
Capital.
Yeah. Are you there?
Yeah. Okay.
So that's about capital productivity. Simply usually increases when new technology is introduced. This is because new technology is more efficient. Productivity is also likely to increase if production becomes more capital intensive. For capital productivity, it's simply talking about technological advancement.
Yes.
So most of the time when technology is being introduced, output will definitely increase.
Okay.
Because technology makes things to become faster and better.
Yeah.
Do you get the point? So yes, productivity is also likely to increase if production becomes more capital intensive.
True.
The impact of technology on business is discussed in chapter 44. We'll get there anyway. So downsizing. Some firms have tried to improve efficiency by downsizing. This involves reducing capacity, that is laying off workers and closing unprofitable divisions. Advantages of downsizing include cost saving and increased profits, and a leaner, more competitive operation with profitable parts of the business that do not subsidize unprofitable ones. So, to increase productivity, what are those things you need to do as a firm? That is the point we're going here.
Okay, sure.
Are you getting this? So one of the things you could do to increase productivity, it's to downsize.
What is downside?
Downsizing means you are reducing the numbers of workers or reducing your capacity. This would encourage you to use more capital than work for labor.
Okay.
Did you get the point here?
Yeah.
So you are reducing the numbers of workers, replacing them with machines.
Okay, sure.
Relocation. Another thing you could do to increase productivity is relocation. Businesses often relocate their operations to improve efficiency. By relocating, firms can take advantage of cheaper resources such as lower rents, lower wages, or lower transport costs. So, relocation. When you talk about relocation, that means you think about moving your operations to somewhere better.
Putting machines.
Moving your operations, moving your business to somewhere that has a cost reduction. Like maybe the cost of labor in that region is low, or the cost of rent in that region is low, or the tax over there is reduced.
Yeah.
Compared to here. So that can also be a way to make profits and increase your productivity.
Wait, for example, a number of multinational companies have located call centers in India.
Because the resources there are cheaper. Do you get it?
Yeah, also a number of firms have located factories in China for similar reasons.
I think it's clear.
Yeah, clear.
So you
Ah.
are moving your operations to where you find
Like
efficiency.
Apple. Yeah, they moved their operations to China.
Now they are trying to think
Yeah.
about India.
Yeah.
Do you get the point there?
Yeah, I get the
So
point.
the next one, outsourcing. Another way to be productive is
Sure.
outsourcing. When we talk about outsourcing, it means you can be efficient by allowing other firms that are specialists to handle or to take charge of what you usually do.
Sure.
So you are in charge, your company is in charge. For example, human resources. The human resources of your department, of your office, of your company are in charge of recruiting and selection. But you find out that most of the workers they recruit are not always,
Productive.
up to task.
Yeah.
So you can outsource that human resources department to a human resources firm, a specialist firm or business that does recruitment. They will do it better because this is what their specialty is.
Ah, okay.
Do you get the point I'm making here?
Sure.
So when you outsource, it means you
get more.
you give out what is part of your own operations, what is part of your function to
Sure.
someone that knows how to do it better. That is outsourcing. Do you get outsourcing here?
So basically, outsourcing is finding better employees.
Better producers,
Yeah, better producers.
not employees.
Yeah.
Better businesses
Better business.
that can do what you do better.
Yeah, better. Okay, sure.
Then lean production. That's another way to be efficient. Another modern approach to improve productivity in the business involves reducing the amount of resources used. So sometimes your efficiency or productivity depends on how lean you are. How are you able to reduce the resources you use? Some people waste resources because they have it a lot.
Yeah.
So reduce the use of resources. That might bring about productivity.
Sure.
Do you get the point I'm making there?
Yeah, productivity and safe, like environment. Sometimes people waste it on like people put it on garbage, on extra.
Because they find it in abundance. They find it so much. So make it little so that they can think about how to manage it.
Yeah.
That is what they are talking about. Clear?
There are some like companies like Dunkin' Donuts, for example. You know Dunkin' Donuts.
No.
It's basically a business for donuts, a shop.
Okay.
They sometimes throw donuts in the garbage. They found it a bit too much.
That's waste of resources.
Yeah.
So we move on.
Sure.
The impact on business of productivity improvements. So if there is improvement in productivity,
Yes.
how does it impact business?
Sure.
The first one is financial impact.
Of course.
If a business is able to improve productivity, there should be a positive financial impact on the business. For example, if more output is produced with the same resources, cost will be lower. This should improve the profitability and provide greater returns for the owners. However, some of the measures used to improve productivity may cost money. For example, a business may invest in new technology. This may mean that the business has to borrow money or use some retained profits. This could have an impact on the cash flow or put the business into more debt or both. So, financial impact. When the business improves its productivity, it can impact the financial aspect of the business. How?
Obviously.
When productivity is improved, it means you will be witnessing a reduced cost of production. When you witness a reduced cost of production, it means your profit is likely to increase, and you might even be able to expand more. But the problem about increasing productivity here or improving productivity here is that a business might be able to improve productivity by investing in technology. And investment in technology is also expensive.
Yeah.
So when you invest more in technology to improve productivity, in the short run, you'll be witnessing cash flow problem, and your profit is definitely going to reduce. But in the long run, you will enjoy it. Do you get it?
Yeah.
When you invest more in technology, in the short run, your profitability would reduce. But in the long run, it's likely to increase. That is financial impact. Do you get financial impact here?
Yeah, I get it.
Then competitiveness. If a business can improve productivity, it will be more efficient. This will help the business to secure a competitive edge. As a result, the business might increase its market share and enjoy a higher profit in the market. It might start to attract new customers from overseas, perhaps. The second impact of improved productivity is competitiveness.
Yeah.
If a business is able to improve its productivity,
Sure.
it allows it to have a competitive advantage over its competitors.
Sure.
So having a competitive advantage over your competitors increases your market share. Because if you are having an edge over your competitors, it means you now sell more than your competitors.
Yeah.
So if you are selling more than your competitors, it means some of your competitors are losing their customers to you.
Yeah.
Do you get it? So that is competitiveness there. Is it clear?
Sure.
So when you are able to improve your productivity, there's possibility for you to be able to enjoy reduction in cost of production.
Yeah.
As a result, you might be able to sell at even a reduced price
And it may attract new
and
customers.
a reduced cost, which allows you to make more profits.
Yeah.
And that allows you to attract more customers.
Yeah.
Is it clear? The third impact is on workforce. If a business introduces measures to improve labor productivity, clearly the workers are likely to be affected. However, the nature of the impact will depend on the particular measure introduced. For example, if financial incentives are introduced to improve motivation, workers may benefit from higher earnings. If non-financial incentives are used, workers' jobs may become more interesting. However, some measures might have a negative impact. For example, if new machinery is introduced or some production is outsourced, some workers might lose their jobs. This could have a negative impact on the business, particularly if workers take industrial action. The morale of workers will remain before. Workers are also likely to feel a negative impact if the business uses downsizing or relocation to improve productivity. The workforce. There is positive impact and negative impact. The positive impact is if the business wants to improve productivity by ensuring that workers are motivated through incentives.
Yeah.
So giving them financial rewards will motivate them and they might put more effort and that increases productivity. Yes or no?
Yes.
You can also give them non-financial rewards like job satisfaction, job rotation, job enlargement. Do you get it?
Yeah.
You use fringe benefits. So when the business does this also increases or improves productivity.
Yeah.
That's about that. But on the other hand, if a business has to, improve productivity by introducing new equipment or introducing capital intensive, it means some workers might lose their job. So the remaining workers might still be demotivated because they might also lose their job in the future.
To the machinery.
Yeah, because if you are replacing some of the workers, you are replacing some of our colleagues today, you might also replace us tomorrow. So this might reduce their morale and might demotivate them. Do you get the negative impact?
Yeah.
So that is if the firm is trying to improve productivity by introducing technology. Do you get it?
Yeah.
And also if the firm is trying to improve productivity by relocation, it means some workers who are unable to move to the new location would lose their job. So this can also have a negative impact. Is it clear?
Yeah.
The impact of productivity to customers. Customers are likely to benefit if a business tries to improve productivity. This is because lower costs could result in lower prices. Also, some measures designed to improve productivity might result in a better product or service for customers. So, if productivity is increasing or it improves, customers are better off because it means they will be able to buy at a reduced price and even buy quality products.
Yes.
That's what productivity will do. Do you get it?
Yeah, of course. They will get cheaper products.
With quality.
With-
Any question
yeah.
about it? Any question about it?
No.
So that ends the impact of productivity. The impact of productivity
Yeah.
to a business. So we'll go to the multiple choice question now. The multiple choice question for chapter 41, productivity and production. Okay.
Number 1, which of the following is an example?
It's an advantage.
I'm sorry. Which of the following is an advantage of job production relative to other production methods? Unit costs will be lower. Production speeds are faster. Workers may be motivated. Fewer resources are needed. Okay, advantage. Uh, e- C.
Workers may be motivated. Why?
Well, job productions because first, workers may be motivated.
Why?
Okay, because they made the product. They made it by their own hands. That makes them motivated.
That is not the only reason why they are motivated. They are motivated because
They are making the product.
they make different products at any point in time.
Yeah.
So your specification will be different from my specification.
Yeah.
So I won't be doing the same thing every now and then.
Yeah.
So that motivates me.
Yeah.
I wouldn't get bored.
Yeah,
Clear.
you not make different. You make different things each time.
Each time. Question 2. So the answer is C. Great. Question 2.
Okay, dental treatment is provided using which form of production?
Dental.
Dental.
Yeah.
Teeth
Yeah.
is provided using which form of production? Like dental treatments. Okay, you have flow production, batch production, job production, capital incentive production.
Intensive.
Yeah, I said it, intensive production. Dental treatment. C.
C.
Yeah,
Job
job.
production.
Yeah. I thought it's something else. I thought it's a product or something.
Question 3.
Dental treatment is the
One at a
doctor.
time.
Doctor himself will be there.
One at a time.
Yeah, one at a time.
Question 3.
I thought it's a toothbrush or something.
Question 3.
Okay, manufacturer employees.
A manufacturer employs.
I'm sorry. 18 machinists in a workshop. Okay, during a single week, 1,440 pairs of jeans are produced. Therefore, labor productivity per
Labor
worker
productivity per worker, okay?
for the week was how many pairs of jeans?
So it is labor productivity, which is output divided by input, right?
Yeah.
So 1,440 divided by 18.
Yes. Eight.
80 pairs. A. Question 4.
4. This is easy. Okay. 4. Which of the following products is likely to be made using batch production? Okay. B. Toilet papers. A. Mobile phones. B. Toilet papers. C. Petrol. D. Clothes. Which of the following products is likely to be made using production?
Batch.
Batch production. Clothes.
Clothes.
Yeah.
Why did you choose clothes?
Because not everyone are wearing the same, for example, T-shirt. Not everyone are wearing the same, trousers. Not everyone are wearing the same things. So batch products helps, especially machinery, change the size of the T-shirt, change the size of the clothes.
Great. Great.
Not everyone are wearing the same thing, Mr.
Good.
Not everyone are wearing the same size.
You're right. Thank you. Question 4 is D. Well
Obviously,
done. So that's
mobile phones is in obviously
it's a
flow.
mass market.
Yeah,
Flow production. So that ends
B
chapter.
flow, C petrol.
Flow also.
Also
flow.
flow.
So that ends chapter 41.
Yeah.
Production and productivity.
Yeah. You get it, Mr.